The opinions expressed here are those of the students and do not necessarily reflect the positions of Tyler Junior College.
Coming up on the Drumbeat, a review of Something Rotten. Later, students' thoughts on the Russian invasion of Ukraine, plus an overview of events happening following spring break. The Drumbeat starts right now.
Broadcasting live from Studio 1108 in Jenkins Hall on the campus of Tyler Junior College. This is the Drumbeat, bringing you the latest from students like us.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Drumbeat. I'm Colton Hollis. TJC had a showing of Something Rotten this past week. It was a joint effort put on by the theater, music, and dance departments. This show was significant as it marked the last show Professor Becky Faulds-Howard worked on. However, it's not the last show that the dance or theater department have. You can catch the dance department's performance of The Little Mermaid from April 8th through the 10th. The theater department's showing of Heathen Valley will be from April 27th through the 30th. For more information, visit tjc.edu/theater. Graduation for the spring semester is fast approaching, but how does it work? Our news director, Michael King, shows us the behind the scenes of Graduation Day.
Graduation is a special time at TJC. Students are finishing up their classes and are looking forward to walking the stage. But what happens between confirmation and graduation?
So once they go online and do our free kind of quick and easy form where they give us just kind of some basic details, they'll give us their name, their A number, and then what degree they're planning on claiming. Then it goes to our graduation audit specialist here in our office, and she will review eligibility.
Britt Sabota, the registrar of TJC, takes the lead in the graduation process. Everything graduation related goes through her office. When students want to apply for graduation, they fill out a confirmation form. Those forms are then processed by the registrar's office. Early in the semester, they can get over 200 forms a day. After receiving the confirmation form, a graduation audit specialist then reviews that student's eligibility. They check for things such as GPA, what classes you have to take, and residency. Once confirmed, they send you an email stating your graduation status. After you are confirmed for graduation, you will then have to confirm your cap and gown. TJC's cap and gowns are free of charge, but you have to pick them up from the registrar's office. However, the registrar's work does not stop there. Sabota's office still has to plan the graduation ceremony.
Ultimately, the responsibility does fall under the registrar's office, but it is a collaboration between marketing, between our entire executive cabinet, our board of trustees participates. Obviously, there's a heavy IT element because it's a really well-produced show in a way. We have video and sound, so they participate.
However, before students graduate, they have one last chance to party in a new Apache tradition.
During COVID, we started a victory lap event, which is kind of our drive-through parade, and we did it the first time because we couldn't do a graduation ceremony in that May. This time we're doing it the week before graduation, so it's the 6th, graduation's on the 13th.
Students and faculty parade through the campus, celebrating the victory of getting their degree. After it ends, TJC will be hosting a block party to let their graduates unwind. For the Drumbeat, I'm Michael King.
If you plan to walk the stage this semester, the deadline to confirm graduation is April 1st. The deadline for caps and gowns are March 9th, and pickup days are the 27th and 28th of April. If you simply wish to receive your diploma, you have until the end of the semester to claim your degree. TJC is planning a night out on the square tonight. In preparation for the event, I spoke with the Student Life Director, Lauren Tyler, about what there is to do downtown.
Lively and historic downtown Tyler. This is where TJC will be coming for their planned night out tonight. There are plenty of options for dining and entertainment around the square, which include, but are not limited to, Andy's Frozen Custard, Liberty Hall, and the Coffee and Juice Bar Cafe 1948. Lauren Tyler, the Director of Student Life and Involvement here on campus, explains more.
Just a fun night to go downtown with students or colleagues for dinner, to hang out and to really expose our students to what downtown has to offer and strengthen our community partnership. So the first 100 attendees will get a little voucher to use at some of the different businesses downtown from 6 to 8 on Tuesday.
For the complete interview with Ms. Tyler, visit thedrumbeat.com.
The STEM Club hosted a cancer immunologist as their guest speaker to their weekly meeting. Dr. Danielle Twum, an expert immunologist working in biotechnical research, spoke with STEM members on the specifics of the immune system. STEM Club advisor Dr. Jennifer Parsons hopes to bring more guest speakers in for the future.
There's research, there's learning, there's growth, there's interconnectedness, and hopefully having different speakers from across different fields in STEM that give students and again faculty an opportunity to learn and better themselves.
The STEM Club meets every Tuesday at noon in Jenna-Cove 102. There's been a lot of fear and uncertainty involving the circumstances surrounding the current sanctions on Russia due to the invasion of Ukraine. I sat down with International Student Admissions Enrollment Specialist John Engelbrecht on how sanctions can affect international students. Here's a preview.
My feelings and my fears, I don't know that I have fears. I just know that right now our Ukrainian embassy is closed. Therefore, students are not able to get their visas to be able to leave the country to study. The students that are outside of Ukraine going back home is probably not going to happen because of the air travel restrictions and such. If this continues, I'm sure it will impact other countries and other students, but at this point, we're having to just kind of sit, wait, and see what happens.
For the full interview with Mr. Engelbrecht, visit our website at thedrumbeat.com. Springtime is here, and with it, the cities of Tyler's annual Azalea Trail. The Azalea Trail is made up of individual homes, all decorated with a wide array of flowers. The star flower, azaleas, only bloom for up to 3 weeks. Last year, the February freeze killed most of the azaleas. The trail opens from March 25th to April 10th. There are 2 trails, Dobbs and Lindsay. The event is free and close to Tyler Junior College. For more information, you can go to visit tyler.com/azalea trail. With the current geopolitical scene being a predominant topic of conversation, our host Santiago Nunez took to the street to ask students what they think should be done about the Russian-Ukrainian conflict.
Good afternoon. My name is Santiago Nunez, and on this week's episode of Drumbeat on the Street, I will be asking people what their thoughts are on the current situation involving Russia and Ukraine.
Well, personally, I think it's for everyone really messed up what Russia's doing. I know a lot of Russians themselves don't agree with it, so it's I don't personally just have a thing towards Russia. It's been, of course it's just their government and their leaders. I do think that America's doing a great job staying out of it because it will start, the unnecessary conflict. But, maybe doing more with European countries and people who aren't really part of NATO, just, with military supplies and just, trying to help people evacuate.
Like everybody, I feel that it's terrible. All that we can really do is, send our thoughts and prayers. I know that doesn't mean anything, but it's frankly terrible. Obviously, I condemn the actions of Vladimir Putin, but I think that it's also a time to look back and realize what matters, This is the first major, ground war between 2 major civilized countries. Obviously, there's been wars in my lifetime, but there's not been a war between, countries that are this big of nuclear powers, like Russia, in my lifetime, and it's just frightening that Putin wants to expand the once great Soviet Union, and I think he's crazy, and I think the only thing that could have reasonably helped sooner was more sanctions on their energy industry. We still have yet to impose sanctions on their energy, and that's the only thing that's going to hurt them. Frankly, nothing we've done yet is really going to stop them, and they're just going to keep waging war, and the media isn't helping, no one's helping. It's a rough situation.
I think it's really sad. I think that it's really unfortunate, and that it's probably gonna get worse. That sounds bad, but I also feel like the way the Ukrainians are reacting is really inspiring. The way that their strength and courage is really inspiring.
I think it's very bad. Whatever happens, there's probably gonna be a lot of dead people, but depending on what happens, I mean, it's probably going to be something good at the very end because the more bad it is, the better it'll look out in the end of it. And it's probably a very short battle, very short war because typically the worst ones are.
Well, I mean, I can't say like it's too much of a bad thing, but I mean, I think everybody should just get along. You know, like just stay over there and I stay over here. You know what I'm saying? Like I think it'd be better like that and just like have like a peace treaty where nobody messes with each other. You know, and like whatever is theirs, whatever ours is ours, or make like a peace, like like make a deal on something. You know.
Coming up after the break, an interview with the freshman president of the Hispanic Student Organization. Stay with us.
And is this with the doctor or is this with the nurse practitioner? Fantastic. Dad, lunch. Got some soup for you.
You are loved.
Oh, you. Look at those freckles.
This was very much.
You are valued. You are strong. You are resilient. You got this.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides to support you and your loved one at aarp.org/caregiving.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back. When you want to talk, I'm here.
Welcome back to the Drumbeat. My name is Santiago Nunez, and I'm here with the freshman president of the Hispanic Student Organization, Erica Alonso. Can you tell us a bit about your role as the freshman president of HSO?
As the freshman president of HSO, I help our president, Ashley, with the events, our meetings, and stuff like that.
So just helping around with the president, just helping her do things that she might not have time for?
Yes.
What caught your eye about HSO?
HSO, I've heard of HSO throughout the years, and as a senior going into TJC, I heard of HSO on social media. It caught my eye because as a Hispanic, I wanted to promote more culture into TJC, and not only the Mexican culture, but other cultures as well, learn about them.
So it's really important for you to promote diversity and culture of other Hispanic countries?
Yes, of course.
What upcoming projects does HSO have planned?
We have a Cinco de Mayo dance that we're planning. We have meetings, of course, and we are planning a trip to Austin that many of our students, many of our friends can go to. We will visit the Capitol and the UT Austin campus.
What will you be doing in Austin? Just activities?
Yes, we're trying to get them to, most of them are first generation, so we want to get them to know about the campus, what they need to do, and to get them to go transfer after TJC.
What does it mean to you to be a Hispanic student at TJC?
It means a lot because as a first generation, I want people to know that college is not as hard as people think it is. I want them to know that I understand what they're going through and that we are in this together. We will work hard and be something big in the future.
So it's important to be unified as a Latino student on TJC?
Yes.
Have you developed any deep and meaningful connections through the organization?
Yes, I have. I have made so many friends. going into TJC, I had no friends. I knew no one. But going into the organization, I made new friends. I got to know them, and they've become one of my best friends so far.
If an interested student wanting to know the benefits of joining the HSO, what would you tell them?
That it is very important to be a part of organization at TJC because you get to know other people, you get to know, and being an HSO, you get to know more about the culture of not only the Hispanic community, but other countries' cultures as well.
So the big benefit is that you just get to know other people, get to know other perspectives, and just get to find out about other Hispanic cultures and countries.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much for being here. I
Thank you.
enjoyed this conversation with you, and I'm glad you could show up.
Thank you.
When we come back, we discuss the latest in TJC sports, including tennis, basketball, and softball. Stay tuned.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back to the Drumbeat. I am Paris McGinnis II. Sports as of late was full of chaos, but I will help guide you through it all with the latest edition of Sporting Chaos. With the tennis season being a little more than a month old, head coach Dash Cornell is making sure that his team is in prime form. Women's tennis recently won 8 out of their last 9 competitions, as tennis is yet to host their own exhibition at TJC. As of this moment on ApacheAccess.com, women's tennis only has 3 listed home matchups for the rest of the season, barring any unexpected schedule changes. Even though the NJCAA National Tournament is not until May, the players are focused on improving independently and collectively as a team.
I think TJC has always been a college that has high expectations, especially for the players. We're one of the best here, and it's nice having the pressure because then you push yourself harder. And I feel like it's kind of nice to have that feeling of yeah, we're the best and we're gonna bring it every semester. So I think it's nice being here.
Since the last broadcast, men's basketball has officially ended after losing in the NJCAA Region 14 tournament. TJC lost to Blinn College by a score of 60-56. TJC finished the season with a record of 14 wins and 16 losses as they ended the season losing the last 5 games. Even with an overall losing record, the team was still able to get a shot in the NJCAA Region 14 tournament. With 8 freshmen on the listed roster, there will be plenty of room for improvement for next year's season. TJC is in the midst of softball season, and the team has a winning record after 20 games. Softball preparing for their first road game since the middle of February. Region 14 softball competition is heating up, and here's the latest. The TJC softball team has currently won 7 out of their last 8 games, as they're in the middle of a home streak that will last until March 16th. Head coach Eric Henderson has helped the team overcome a 2-4 start at the beginning of the season to a 12-8 record as of this moment. Coach Henderson is coaching for his 3rd season and has already left a lasting impression on his players.
I think he's a great coach. He's hard on us, but every coach should be, you know. He's very good at correcting. He's very positive, very encouraging. He knows what to say to each player to help them out. He gives us days off when we need. He pushes us when we need. He knows his players.
The softball players have shown camaraderie due to practicing over the last couple of months, as well as a sense of friendly competition among themselves. It is the drive to become better players that creates the atmosphere of a high team morale at TJC. The players at TJC have shown fighting spirit over the course of the last month and hopefully throughout the remaining games of the season.
It's kind of a family thing. My father, he's a baseball coach. He coaches young baseball travel teams, 13U. And my older brother, he's 22. He grew up playing baseball. And so when it was my turn to choose a sport, I chose softball, and I automatically fell in love with it.
While the time frame for the national championships have not been announced yet, the regular season ends for TJC on April 30th, with more than half of the season still ahead of the team. The players are looking to challenge other Division I teams one doubleheader at a time. To stay up to date with the most recent details about softball, go to ApacheAccess.com for the latest information. With spring break around the corner, the next broadcast will not be until April, and there are still some news that are worthy of attention. While there are some anchors that conduct walkthroughs, I give you the rundown. First up, head athletic trainer Eddie McGuire was inducted into the East Texas Athletic Trainers Association Hall of Honor. The Apache Athletic Department acknowledged McGuire during halftime of the TJC's men's basketball game on February 26th. Next up, women's basketball lost to Angelina College by a score of 63-62 in the opening round of the NJCAA Region 14 tournament. TJC is still eligible for the NJCAA National Tournament because of their overall record of 23 wins and 8 losses. TJC has been confirmed to be the 17th seed for the championship tournament, which is set to start on March 14th. TJC will play on March 16th against Chipola College in Lubbock, Texas. Sliding in third, baseball have been swinging for the fences as of late. TJC has won 5 out of the last 7 games, as the team has improved their record to 15-6 overall. Last and most recently, Thomas Rocco, the now former head coach of Apache football, will be leaving TJC. Rocco will be accepting an assistant coaching opportunity at the NCAA Division I level. Rocco, in his last season at TJC, led the team to a record of 7-5, as well as a Heart of Texas Bowl win. TJC defensive coordinator Matt Gordon will serve as interim head coach while a search for a new coach is underway. Remember, you can always find the latest at ApacheAthletic.com. Coming up after the break, a live in-studio interview with Giovanni Garcia, a member of the TJC International Game Developers Association. Stay with us.
Que no lo hubiese terminado sin la ayuda de mi mamá y de mi hermana.
Cuando nos venimos de Honduras, Jenny estaba estudiando y llegó aquí también con esa ilusión de seguir adelante.
Trató de estudiar, no la aceptaron porque había pasado la edad que requería para entrar a la high school. Se dedicó a trabajar y tuvo a su bebé.
De repente miré un flyer donde decía termine su high school y en letras grandes español. Dije yo, ¿será posible? Fui, me inscribí a la escuela y al llegar al salón y mirar la ayuda que los maestros le dan a los alumnos, dije yo, definitivamente, hoy sí terminaré mi meta.
Yo estoy muy orgullosa porque sí luchó por sacar su diploma.
Los sacrificios que mi mamá ha hecho ha valido la pena y me motiva más a mí a querer ser como mi mamá es. La educación es muy importante y estoy haciendo un futuro mejor para mi hija.
Encuentra clases gratis para adultos cerca de ti en completatudiploma.org.
If I could be you, and you could be me for just 1 hour. If we could find a way to get inside each other's minds. If you could see you through my eyes instead of your ego. I believe you'd be surprised to see that you've been blind. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Yeah, before you abuse criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes. Walk a mile in my shoes. Well, before you abuse, criticize and accuse. Walk a mile in my shoes.
Welcome back to the Drumbeat. My name is Santiago Nunez, and I'm here with International Game Developers Association member Giovanni Garcia. So would you mind telling me what you do for the International Game Developers Association?
Yes, I'm a community representative and I'm an officer for IGDA. I like to help with the organization of our events, getting people together just to talk on Discord or something, and just helping people get together.
So you really just help the community unify and just grow closer?
Yeah, I like to get everyone involved because, you know, people are always shy to get involved with things, and we like to discourage that.
The IGDA is known for hosting their tournaments. What is the motivating factor behind hosting them?
We like to see video games at a competitive level. I mean, I personally think that any kind of competition is very interesting, seeing what people are really capable of, and some people have played a game or several games for long periods of time and can be very good at them, and we like to encourage people to play competitively and play at a high level. And as a spectator, you see people playing these games and you're amazed. I mean, you really can see how much time and effort people can put into them. So we like to have our prizes and cash or something for people to win so that they really feel like they're, you know, working towards something.
So it's a nice, friendly, competitive spirit for people that just really devote their time to getting better at something.
Yes, that's exactly what we're going for.
What about gaming has always caught your attention?
I mean, there's just these worlds that people have created over the years you can just get involved in. Like just amazing stories, you know, you can just spend your time and de-stress really just playing any kind of game on any kind of console or a computer. And I mean, as a child, I really just enjoyed video games, just playing on my Game Boy or GameCube, and it was just an amazing experience to have as a child, and it's just something I was like, wow, like this is amazing. You know, I kind of think I could do this for the rest of my life.
So growing up with these games surrounded by these different unique worlds, you just grew to love them and grew to use them as, you know, an outlet for stress relief.
Oh yeah, and I think a lot of people can say the same. I mean, people love video games, and, you know, there's very little wrong with them, I think. So.
The association is a nice hub for people of like-minded interests. Have you found people that you can regularly play with there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not from Tyler. I moved here about 6 months ago. I knew virtually nobody, and I had heard of this organization, so I thought I'd give it a shot, and I've met some of my greatest friends. I mean, we really make a connection. We try to get people out of their homes and just get all of us like grouped up to play something, either locally or online. And like some of the other officers and people that are regularly in our events and meetings, like they've become some of my greatest friends.
What is the main goal of the organization?
Just get people together, get people excited about video games, our events, just discuss about new video games that are coming out, and I mean, see if you can get better, you know. I mean, it's not even just about competitions. We like to think that esports are very important because it's an up-and-coming scene, you know, but what we really want is just for people to have fun. You don't have to be good at a video game. You don't have to play video games your whole life to play video games, you know. We like to play party games, you know. We don't like to exclude anyone. We just really want people to just come together over something as nice as video games.
So it's just very inclusive to anyone that wants to have fun and just so happens to like video games.
Exactly, yeah.
Where can interested TJC students find the IGDA, and how can they sign up?
We have meetings about twice a month. Through OrgSync, you can find our organization. You can find our Discord link on there. That's usually where we post our events, have discussions. We like to share what projects we're working on. If someone's working on a video game, if we're on, like, right now we're working on our game jam, which is we get a short amount of time to work on a video game, and we really just see who can make the best video game. And we like to just get people excited about that. You know, you'll feel like you're part of a community because we always like to share our common interests and things of that nature.
This sounds very close-knit. I'm very interested in how this community really functions.
Yeah, I mean, we're very inviting. I'm sure you would like it, and anyone else is excited about it too.
Well, thank you very much for being here. This conversation is very informative, and I enjoyed having this with you.
All right, thank you for having me.
When we come back, we will discuss what events TJC has planned after we return from spring break. Stay tuned.
I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Welcome back to the Drumbeat. Before we go, here's one more story. TJC has 2 events planned for the end of March once students get back for their long-awaited spring break. The first is a DJ bingo night held in the Apache Rooms on March 22nd. The next event will run for the week of the 28th and is TJC's annual 50-gallon challenge blood drive. There will be multiple donation locations on campus with the end goal of getting students and staff to donate 50 gallons of blood, which equates to about 400 donors. Thank you for joining us today. Remember, you can always find the latest news at thedrumbeat.com.
Don't forget to tune in next time for another edition of The Drumbeat.
We'll see you in April, everyone. Until next time.
The opinions expressed here are those of the students and do not necessarily reflect the positions of Tyler Junior College.